Today I'm going to talk about how to set goals for your bookkeeping business, and you'll also get a sneak peek into my personal goals and my 5-year plan. My name is Morgan from FinePoints.biz, and I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell down below. So I made a video a while ago about my digital vision board and how I make it and some of my goals then, but I've gained a lot of subscribers then, and someone asked the question about what my goals are. So I thought I'd make an updated video and kind of look back at those goals and see if I need to update them and what has changed. And in his question, he also asked about my profit margin for my bookkeeping business. I'm not going to get into that in detail in this video, but at the very end, I'm going to touch on it a little bit. All right, so the first thing I'm going to look at in this video is my 5-year plan. So I don't really have like a really fancy way to make a 5-year plan. I know there's tons of different templates out there you can use. There's whole books written about goal setting, and there's a lot of different opinions. I personally just put kind of my end goals at the top, and then I put each year what I wanted to focus on. So I wasn't really sure how much I wanted to share publicly, but I think the things in here are fairly typical, and hopefully they can help you out in your business goal setting as well. So the first thing I wrote about are my end goals. And so I want to work fewer days a week, but make a higher income. So I don't know if everyone wants that, but that is literally one of my goals. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos and business advisors that talk about these concepts and how to really maximize fewer hours, but maybe have passive income or other ways for gaining income. And my next bullet point is just keeping in perspective why I'm working. So I really want to work so that I can, enjoy my life, and I don't want work to overcome my life. And I do like my business and I like building my business, but really my family and other things in my life really come first. All right, and then the next thing was work, creative, philanthropic, and mogul. So I think I got this from Rachel Hollis's book, Girl Wash Your Face. I did a book review on that on my channel. I'll link it down below. But I think she was talking about having certain words that define you as an entrepreneur or define your business. I don't know if I said this, but I made these goals at the beginning of 2019. And I would still say that those are things that I want to define my business. So I'll talk about this more later, but I really have the vision for my business to have a philanthropic aspect. So I have a friend who, she got the idea from Tom's Shoes, I believe. She does like kits for kids. So for every craft kit that she makes, she gives one away to a kid in foster care. So same with Tom's Shoes, every pair of shoes he sells, he gives one to a kid who is in need of those shoes. So I really love that idea and that business model. I've had trouble trying to translate it into bookkeeping. I know I can do like maybe free bookkeeping for nonprofits or certain nonprofits, so that could be an option. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any ideas for that, because I've been kind of like mulling that around in my brain for a year or so, and I haven't thought of like anything that really like sparked my excitement that has to do with philanthropy. All right, the next thing on my list is how I want to grow my business. So I said I want to have a staff of 5 people, a successful YouTube channel, and multiple streams of passive income. So again, I am interested in that idea of passive income, whether it's having people bookkeeping for me and me kind of running the business, or teaching online classes, which you guys know I just had my first online class last month. And then the last one on this list is to have support, like a technology person maybe, and hire people to do the work that I don't like. So I really do see that as one of the perks of owning your own business, is once you get to a certain point, you can have people help you and you can have people do the tasks that you don't want to be doing. And then the next thing I did was just to take each year and kind of put like what I wanted to focus on. So 2019 was when I was kind of just restarting almost my bookkeeping business. So I've said this before, but I have 2 kids, and when the first one was a baby, I did bookkeeping for about 2 years. And then when I had my second baby, I kind of just took a little break and just had maybe like 1 client, I think, or 2 clients that continued on. So in 2019, I was working on building my business up again and getting more clients. And then it talks about my education. So I took 2 classes actually in 2019. I took a class specifically on payroll, and then I forget what the other one was about. I think it was just more an advanced QuickBooks class. So that was my goals there that I met. And then I also started my YouTube channel in 2019. All right, and then this year in 2020, I just want to continue to build my business. So I want to work 2 days a week. I said I want to hire a contractor, so I did just hire a video editor, which I'm loving so far. And I wanted to continue to build my YouTube channel, and I had a goal by the end of the year to be at 10K, which I think I might be on track to meet. It's a little hard for me to predict. Right now, at the time I filmed this video, I'm at 4,000, and it took me a little over a year to get to 4,000, but I think that as time goes on, I've noticed the beginning goes slower and then it kind of starts to snowball. So I think it's probably realistic that I may get to 10,000 by the end of this year. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and share this video with a friend. All right, and then the next 3 is you can just see I'm wanting to continue to grow my business. So I want to hire some bookkeepers, probably as contractors, to do some more client work for me as I work on building the business. And then in 2022, my YouTube goal was to have 90,000 subscribers. Really, I have no idea if that's realistic or not. I don't even know if my business model needs to have so many subscribers to be successful. I think sometimes it's almost better to have like a smaller audience that's really engaged rather than a huge audience, but we'll see. I mean, after this next year, I'll see kind of where I'm at and maybe reevaluate that goal, and then just continue to work on passive income. And then just looking in 2023, my kids will both be fairly independent and in school full time. So that's when I really have the goal to meet my financial goal, and then just kind of fine tune things to see how things are going and what I'm enjoying. I don't know if I'd want to focus more on YouTube or more on bookkeeping, but we'll see how things are going at that point. And in order to kind of like calculate these financial goals, I use a spreadsheet to do that. So I started the spreadsheet just kind of for my own use and to kind of see like, oh, is this income goal really like realistic? And I kind of just made a quick spreadsheet, and then I made it even better for you guys and I made a whole video about it. So you can check that video down below. It's called How Many Clients Do You Need to Earn $100,000 a Year? And I'll also just put a little clip of it in this video so you can just see, you plug in the number of clients you have and what your hourly rate is, or if you use a fixed rate, and then it calculates how much money you'll be making every month and every year. So like I said, my system isn't anything fancy, but I have read over and over again that the people who write down their goals are like way more likely to meet their goals than people who don't write them down. And there is a lot of different things that I believe that go into meeting your goals. A lot of it is preparation and some of it is luck, and I believe in the power of prayer. And kind of going along with that, I know the law of attraction is kind of popular right now. So basically it's just a mindset where you believe things are going to happen. And I know there's a lot more to it than that, but basically it wants you to believe that you already have these things, so, and to be grateful for them. So like, thank you so much that I'm making this much money, or thank you so much that I'm able to give away these services. And I just watched a video by Sunny Lenarduzzi. She was talking about the law of attraction, and she said she never says the phrase, like never ever ever says it's too expensive or I can't afford it, because she thinks that creates an environment where it will negatively impact her future success. So whatever you think about all that, basically it is scientifically proven to write down your goals and work hard for them. All right, now I'm going to show you my vision board. So this is a digital representation of my goals. A lot of people still, they'll take like magazines and cut out pictures and be like, this is my vision board. I love doing it online. I use the program Canva to do it, and this is just a way to help me like remember my goals, so I make them in January and then I don't forget them by the summertime. So oftentimes I'll have this as my laptop background, or you know, maybe I print it off and put it in my bathroom or something like that, so I can just have my goals top of mind all throughout the year. So I'll just briefly go through what each of these things mean. So the top line is represents my financial goal, and then YouTube goals, like what I mentioned before, certain subscriber accounts and passive income and using that for marketing my business. And then delegate, so that is my goals of having employees so I can delegate some of the responsibilities to them. The second line, that little network of people, is actually representing you guys, so a network of bookkeepers that I'm able to mentor and help. The hearts in the center represent that philanthropy piece that I'm trying to figure out, still kind of trying to nail down, but I really do want to be generous within my business and figure out how to do that. And the handshake next to that just has to do with serving my clients really, really well. And the bottom line is kind of the more personal, or the whys behind why I'm working. And the first one is just an image of like an office space that I love, just keeping things minimal, maybe working fewer days a week, and just having kind of that, it kind of captures the feeling that I want in my office or in my business. And then my family is next because they are a big priority. And then of course, even beyond my immediate family, you know, my extended family and my friends are really important to me, and I want to make sure I'm nurturing those relationships as well. And the last one is just a vacation home that we eventually want to build. So this is just kind of like a vision board picture of an idea of what would be nice. We have some ideas in place and it's a number of years out, but that is just having that picture of that river house and like visualizing what it would be like, and kind of the feeling that I get when I see that. That really helps me remember, oh yeah, I'm working so I can have these goals in my life and meet these milestones and do these things. Like I said, that was a subscriber's question that I asked. And the other part of his question was, what is my profit margin? I could maybe make a video about this in the future, but my income is a little bit more complicated because I have YouTube, and then I have my class sales and a couple different streams of income. And then I sat down and I started thinking I could probably just take out my bookkeeping income, but it just seems so simple, and I feel like I have such a huge profit margin because I got the deal 5 clients for $5 a month for 2 years. So it's a 5 for 5 deal when I signed up for QuickBooks Online. So take one client, for example. I have one client that pays me $250 fixed rate every month, and I'm only paying $5 for their software. So basically that is like an amazing profit. But then I know there's like other things figured in. So like, you know, my office space, office supplies, and then of course my computer, but that at this point hasn't been replaced in a couple years. So I'm not like paying, you know, monthly or anything for the computer. So anyways, I'd have to give it a little bit more thought about what my profit margin is, and maybe I'll do some research on what profit margins are. I think accountants and bookkeepers are one of the very best profit margins in the industry. I think I read that somewhere. So I can think about that in a little more detail. Let me know in the comments if that interests you, because I thought that was a great question, but I just haven't sorted it out for my particular business yet. And I'm gonna start doing Q&As at the end of some of my videos, so Q&A Tuesday. So here is another one of your guys' questions. Andrew asked, is it normal for a client to want to access QuickBooks themselves, or rather the bookkeeper just send them reports? So that's kind of like the difference between QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop. And then also, how much more difficult is it for bank feeds for desktop? All right, and this comment was on my video that's called QuickBooks Online versus Desktop. And since I've made that video, I've pretty much switched entirely to QuickBooks Online, and that it is mainly for this exact reason that Andrew is talking about. So in the past, I more often use QuickBooks Desktop, and it was really hard. The client wasn't able to see the QuickBooks file, and they weren't able to look things up in QuickBooks if they wanted to because the file was kept on my computer. And you could do it different ways. So you could keep it on the client's computer in their office and then remote into the QuickBooks Desktop, or you could keep it on the cloud somewhere, like in a server of some kind, where you can both log in and access that. So for bigger companies, I think that is what is more common. But if you're working with a smaller business and you are a solopreneur, then sometimes that technology isn't worth the hassle, I've found, in order to give your client access to QuickBooks Desktop. You'll probably have to talk to your client and figure out what their needs are and what works best for you. So for that particular client in my mind, she just decided, I don't really need to see QuickBooks on a daily basis. I don't need to see my invoicing or my bills. As long as my bookkeeper is sending me reports at the end of or at the beginning of each month, then she was fine with that I just took over all the QuickBooks. I kept it on my computer. And then also with QuickBooks Desktop, just a note is you want to make sure you're backing up. So after every day that I would work on a certain file, I would back it up on an external hard drive. And then again, bigger companies probably have automatic backup systems that run nightly or something. So just make sure you're doing that so you don't lose your work. And then he asked, how much more difficult are bank feeds in desktop? So there's a couple ways you can do it. It's been a couple years since I've used desktop again, so I'm pretty sure this is still the same. You can pay for it to automatically feed into the desktop, for your bank to automatically feed in the desktop. I think it's a pretty small fee, like under $5 a month. So that is one option, and then basically the transactions are just sitting waiting for you when you log into your QuickBooks Desktop. And the other option, this is good if you're just starting out or if you're on a really low budget, is you can log into your bank's website, download, it's kind of like an Excel document, but it's a special QuickBooks document, and then upload it into QuickBooks. So that does the same thing, and then you're not having to manually enter transactions, but it is a couple extra steps just because you have to log in and download and upload. But I mean, it doesn't take that long. It just requires a little more brain power than just having the things sitting there waiting for you. That is why I love QuickBooks Online now, because the bank, like when you log in, all of the transactions are just right in there ready for you to categorize. You don't have to do any extra steps. You don't have to pay any extra money for that feature. It just is automatic. And then also your clients can log in at any time and look at their reporting, look at their invoices, look at whatever they want to see in QuickBooks. Really in my experience that a lot of times clients don't log in that much. They're like, when I need them to log in, they're like, oh, what was my login again? Like, can you send me another invite? So I never feel like people are breathing down my neck or anything, but it is nice that you can access the file from anywhere, any computer, and it's all online and it's automatically backed up. All right, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.